Hey guys, welcome to Koaster Kids with your kids, Logan and Natalie. And today is the day we're at Cedar Point. And yeah, this is the most exciting moment I've ever had in my life.
I'm super excited for Cedar Point because there's a ton of giant monumental rides that we've never been here before. I've never ridden any of these rides before, and I'm super excited.
Yeah, me too.
What rides are you excited about, Logan?
Like, I'm excited for Power Tower, Gatekeeper, Millennium Force, Thrill Dragster, and probably everything.
I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to ride Thrill Dragster because, you know, it's super high. But I'm going to try my best for you guys to work up the courage and ride it. We just rode the Gatekeeper, and it was extremely intense. Logan, what did you like about it, and what did you rate it?
Well, I liked how it was my very first wing coaster that I have ridden, and it is about 160 feet high, 67 miles per hour, and the 5th wing coaster in the world.
It's super crazy and super fun, and I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I rate it 4 screams.
Me too. The Vice President of PR and Communications, and we're going to have a little interview with him today. So Logan, why don't you ask him some questions?
So, which ride did you have to work on the most?
Which ride did I have to work on personally?
Yes.
Well, the good news about what I do is I can do everything in the park if they need help. So I don't actually fix anything, but if they need somebody to go out and help work on the rides, so if somebody calls in sick or something like that, I can go out. I've worked Thrill Dragster, I've worked on Millennium Force, I've worked on Maverick, and also a little bit of Raptor too. Those are some of my favorite rides.
Okay, so what is your favorite ride that you like to ride?
My favorite ride at the park, I would have to say, is Millennium Force. 310 feet tall, 93 miles an hour.
I know. Hello, and today we are with Eric Lapp, who does maintenance work on all the rides, and we decided to ask him a few questions. And so, yeah, so how long have you been working on the coaster for?
That's a great question. I've been here at Cedar Point for about 11, in fact, this is my 11th summer.
I have a question. How did you really get into all this roller coaster stuff? What made you interested in all the rides?
That's a great question. I lived next to this amusement park when I was growing up in Western New York, and I got my first summer job there as a ride mechanic. I actually went and interviewed for a garage mechanic position. They said, oh, well, let's have you go work in the ride maintenance department. So I go work in the ride maintenance department, and I came back for another 4 summers while I was in college. I'm actually a mechanical engineer, so while I was in college, I was doing that. It's kind of like my summer thing, you know. One day you guys will have summer jobs too.
That's gonna be a long time.
Looking forward to that. All right. So, and then from there, I came down to Cedar Point after graduating college. So I actually from the Western New York area, down here.
It's a really awesome park.
Oh, this is great. Love being on Lake Erie. You know, it's a bigger park. This park's huge compared to a lot of other parks.
Yeah.
There's so much more equipment and machinery here, just like Thrill Dragster behind us. You know that's all that is?
420 feet.
How fast does it get?
120 miles an hour. Hold on.
Here it goes. So how fast does it take to get up there 120 miles an hour?
3.8 seconds.
3.8 seconds.
We'd just like to thank you, and we are very grateful that you guys spent a few minutes of your day to talk to us.
No problem. We're happy to have the Koaster Kids here, and I think we're anxious to ride, right?
Yes.
We should go ride.
Yep.
All right, let's go ride.
and 1 inversions. And yeah, I actually like this ride. I would rate, well, it's more intense than I thought. I would rate it 4.5 screens.
There's not really any big hills, although I really liked it because it's super smooth, so I would rate it 4.5 too. Amazingly intense. Logan, what are the stats?
So this roller coaster is 310 feet high, speeds of 95 miles per hour, and a little bit over a mile long. It's very intense. I would also rate it 5 screens. Hello, and today is day 2 of our trip to Cedar Point, and right now we just got out of Hotel Breakers, which we are in front of. And what's cool about Hotel Breakers is that you can stay overnight, and if you want to enter the park, you can enter the park an hour before the park opens. Hello, and we are in line for the top Thrill Dragster. It is 425 feet high, speeds of 120 miles per hour, and only 17 seconds. Like, I'm so excited. Like, what about you?
I am very, very terrified, and I'm only doing this for you guys. If it wasn't for the fans, the people who watch this, I would not be riding this right now. I'm very terrified.
A little bit, too.
What do you think?
I'm so scared.
Just rode top Thrill Dragster, and here's what I have to say. Oh my god, it is super intense. It's my new favorite coaster. It easily gets a 5+.
Yeah, I would rate it a 5+, because it's more than a 5. It's like, if I could rate it more than 5, I would rate it like a billion. It is so intense. It's so, the launch, like, it's just so crazy, the whole ride. Then once you pass that finish line, you feel accomplished. You feel so great. You're like, oh, I just did that. But it's super crazy, but I love it.
Just look at that top hat, though.
What'd you like best about it, Logan?
Probably the launch. Because for some reason, it didn't even feel like I was going 120 miles an hour, but I did.
My favorite part was when you get right to the top and it slows down a little bit, you can see everything. It looks so awesome.
Me and Dad just rode the Power Tower, and it is pretty fun. Not as intense as the one in Kings Island, but it's 4.5 screens. Hello, and I am riding Turnpike Cars, and it's not a coaster, and it's not intense, but it is a family ride, and you're supposed to drive and stuff, and yeah, it's pretty fun. You have to like learn how to drive. It's like a beginner driving thing.
You don't see at other Cedar Fair parks.
Get out. We just rode the Skyhawk, which is the tallest swing ride in the world. And yeah, I love it. And like when you're at the top, you get that floating feeling you have in your stomach. And this is 4.5 screens.
I would rate it 4.5 screens too. It's really intense, and I
which is the smoothest. This is the smoothest wooden coaster I've ever ridden. There's only 3 words I could describe this ride of how I like it. Hills and smoothness. Yeah, it's pretty intense. I would probably, well, not as intense as all the other ones, but I'd probably rate it 3.5.
I would rate it 3.5 too. I definitely go with Logan that it is very, very smooth. And it kind of has those little hills that kind of make you your stomach feel a little woo. If I had to compare this to another roller coaster, it would probably be Racer, although it's like a smooth version of Racer.
I just rode the Wicked Twister, and it was very crazy. And it's kind of like Volcano, except it goes up straight up, doesn't go in upside down, and it goes backwards. But it's very crazy. I would rate it 4 screens. We just rode the Magnum XL 200, and this opened up back in '89, and it's 26 years old. And when it opened, it was the tallest in the world. It was 205 feet, it's 72 miles per hour, and a 60-degree drop. It was also the steepest and the fastest. And here are 3 things that I don't like about this ride. Okay, 3, it's made by Aerodynamics. 2, it's very bumpy. And 1, the restraints kicked me in the nuts.
Okay, so I would probably rate it a 2.5 because like it was really bumpy and apparently it wasn't that comfortable, and I just didn't really like it that much.
Yeah, I also rated it 2.5. We just rode the Witch's Wheel, and it was pretty intense, and it's this thing that goes upside down, and at the end I was like, whoa, how did I survive this? And it also made me a little dizzy, as you can probably tell, and I'd probably rate it a 4.
I regret riding that. I regret riding it so much. If you get dizzy easily and get headaches easily, do not ride Witch's Wheel.
What do you rate it?
Probably like a 4, but it wasn't fun.
We just rode the Slingshot, and this is one of the tallest slingshot rides in the world. 360 feet high, 62 miles per hour, and I would rate it 4.5 screens. And this is my dad's friend Sylvester who rode with me. And what do you like about it?
I would say it's a 4. The anticipation of getting shot up is more scarier than the actual ride itself, but overall it's a great ride, so I'd give it a 4.
Yes.
We just rode the Iron Dragon, and it was really mild. I would probably rate it like a 1 because there weren't really any hills. It was just kind of like small ups and downs the whole way. Logan, what do you think?
Yeah, like I like how it goes over the water. It's pretty, and I would probably give it a 2 or a 1.5. Today is day 3 of our trip to Cedar Point. Gotta go!
We just rode the front car of the Raptor, and it was interesting. Logan, how do you like it?
Well, it is okay, I guess. Well, it's pretty headbanging, and guess what? If there are any bugs watching this, rest in peace. A bunch of bugs. So many bugs just crashed on my forehead and my hands. And my least favorite part about the ride is that COPPA. That is very headbanging. I would probably rate it a 3.5.
I would probably rate it a 3.5 too, but I agree, there was a ton of bugs. And so around this time of the year, because we're near Lake Erie, there's going to be a ton of bugs, just like little flies. They're harmless, but they're kind of gross, because if you're on fast rides like this, especially top Thrill Dragster, then you will get a bunch of bugs. You can't avoid them. They'll just get them all over your body. We just rode the Maverick and it was really intense. Logan, what do you rate it?
4.5.
4.5 screams. I would have to rate it 4.5 screams too. The hill is only, how many feet tall?
105 feet.
Only 105 feet, but it is 95 degrees, correct?
Yes.
Which means that not only does it go straight down, but it kind of goes a little more straight down. So, but there's a lot of twists and turns and inversions, so yeah, it's really intense.
We just rode the Cedar Creek Mine Ride, and this is a little bit smooth ride at first, but it is a little shaky for some of the ride. And even though this is my grandma's favorite ride, I would still give it a 1.
I would probably rate it a 2. And if you're familiar with Adventure Express at Kings Island, it's kind of like the same concept. It doesn't have many hills or anything, but it's just kind of rough and bumpy.
We are on the Sky Ride, which is cool, which does 2 things. 1, you can get a great view of the park, and 2, it'll take you to a different location of the park.
I think it's really cool because you get a view of the whole park and it's really awesome.
They don't have this at Kings Island. We just rode the MaxAir, which is basically a clone of Delirium from Kings Island, and this is the tallest ride of its kind. 140 feet high, 70 miles per hour, and it's very fun. I would rate it a 4.
I'd rate it a 4 too.
Okay, well that wraps